Welcome to the Cult Show. Caleb's not talking.
Caleb is on like some sort of a silent protest that he didn't tell us about was gonna happen. So that's our lives now.
Right before we came on, literally, we were talking about who needs to talk more.
And Caleb has decided it is not he.
Nope, you're not him. He's taking a stand. Anyway.
A vow of silence.
Welcome.
Is it part of your order?
Yes. The order of the Cult Show.
The order of the hair. The hairmen.
The hairmen.
Hey, welcome to the Cult Show, everyone. It is
Hi.
Friday night, and we are back again.
Woo!
We've done it.
Sandra's popping her cap.
I almost hit my microphone, and producer Scott would have been very cross with me.
That would have been bad news.
Bad news.
Cross.
Would be very cross.
So what's going on, Sandra? What are you popping a cap on? Who you popping a cap in tonight?
Neil.
Neil. Indeed. Now, just opening up my delicious Lagunitas hobby refresher. Don't worry, no violence. It's just peace and good vibes and tasty hops.
No caps were popped.
No. In the making of this.
When are they gonna support you, Sandra, and start
I
sending
know,
you?
seriously. I don't know. Maybe when I actually try to get on their radar and put effort into this sponsorship.
Okay. Maybe.
That might be I mean, they should just know, right?
They should just know. They should like have tinglings in their ear that people are talking about them often.
Hobby refresher? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, Caleb, what did you do?
What did you do?
So I made some vanilla simple syrup, and
you made it.
It's really easy. Equal parts water, equal parts sugar, and then throw in a flavoring if you want.
And a whole lot of love.
Then I did some bourbon and some fresh squeezed lime juice and a little bit of fizzy water.
What gives it that color?
Lime juice, maybe? I don't know.
It's like kind of a
it's probably like
color.
the lime and the bourbon mixed together to get that sort of...
Oh, it's an alchemical effect.
Yeah, maybe.
Fascinating.
Is it a chemical effect? I don't know.
It's very
To me,
pretty.
it looks yellow, but I'm colorblind, so...
Are you really?
That's what the tests say, yeah.
That's what they tell me. I didn't know that little fact about you.
You know, I mean, have you taken a test before where they say, like, can you see the number in these, like, little speckly pattern things? And I said, no.
Like, yeah.
No, I can never see the numbers in it, so... I mean, apparently means I'm colorblind.
Oh, interesting. I know a lot of dudes are colorblind. That's like a thing.
Yeah,
so,
really? I think it's dogs, not dudes. I think dogs.
It's dudes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, might be dogs too, but it's more common in males. At least that used to be the theory.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandfather was. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're just like always seeing in black and white?
No,
like you're watching Wizard of Oz?
I see color just fine.
It's not like
to
that,
me.
Neil.
I see
it just may not always be right.
What about on stoplights? Like, do you see those okay? Or
yeah.
Oh, interesting. Because some people, they're colorblind. They just memorize which one goes where because they can't see those.
Yeah, if you ask me what order they go in, I don't think I could tell you.
That's fair. Yeah, I feel like I thought I knew, but now I'm like sweating. I feel pressure. What if I don't know the answer to this question?
Right. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah. How about you,
That was a
Neil?
nice little tangent.
Yeah, I like it.
That's good.
How's your eyes? What are you drinking?
How's my eyes? My eyes are great. Yeah, sorry, colorblind. My eyes are great. Yes. It's one of the very few things that works on me right now. So that's it. But
one of the few like bodily endeavors.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's popping off. Yeah.
My back, my knees, you know, my bladder, everything else is shot, but it's okay. So Hey, Cavalt, don't make me go into detail.
Don't let me go on. Okay.
So tonight, I'm drinking a little present that some of my Cult Show friends gave me for my birthday. Yes, the bullet. I'm just drinking the bullet straight in a nice little glass that Scott handed and Sandra allowed him to gift me.
Let's
right?
say that Scott like made it, like that he blew the glass.
He hand blew this thing. Yes.
Yeah, it's really quality.
Thank you. So just straight
Fabulous.
old bullet whiskey tonight.
There you have it.
Before we cheers, Sandra, what's on the bill of fare?
Oh, well, even though Caleb's birthday is this weekend, this is not his birthday episode, so no one wish him a happy birthday yet.
That's right.
That's gonna come later. No, of course you can wish him a happy birthday.
No, don't. I won't accept it. I won't accept it. No.
He'll put like a dislike or a block comment. Yeah, exactly.
He's blind to birthday wishes.
I'll say shields.
Not until the 28th. So that's going to be coming up in your futures. We're going to have a Caleb pick. But tonight we are celebrating Black history by reviewing 2 films that are not only made by Black directors, but are predominantly Black casts and Black stories. So we're going to be talking about Tales from the Hood and Blacula.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well then.
Fun.
Cheers,
everyone.
Ching ching.
Happy Friday.
Chin, chin.
That's some good whiskey.
That's some good hops.
You like that hops?
That's some lemon.
I love hops. I love hops.
Some lemon.
That's a
All
lemon.
Right.
That's a lemon.
Should we check in with the chat? All our beautiful,
who the
wonderful
hell's
friends.
Here?
Who the hell indeed, Sandra?
Who's here for happy hour tonight?
Well, we have the lovely Space Face, Macy in the house.
I know her. Yeah, big fan.
We got Michael B. Hello, Michael.
Michael.
Hungry boy.
Hungry.
The hungriest of the boys. We've got Mark Vision's Truth all the way from Washington.
Hello, Mark.
And Enoch is with us. Hello, Enoch. Welcome. Enoch is in Minnesota, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Back
Pismo. East. Pismo Mark in the house from, of course, Pismo Beach, a beautiful area.
Hello.
Never been there.
Oh, it's very nice. I'm going the list. We have Laura and Mindy, of course, are with us as always.
Hi, ghouls.
Yay.
Laura, how does it feel? You're 1 week into your new age. Are you wearing it well? Everything going okay?
Oh my gosh, like it's a suit or something. I love it.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
He was wearing an Edgar suit.
Yes, that's it. That's to everyone who is speaking up so far.
Interesting.
I know.
We see you out there. See you.
Sandra.
Yeah.
What's on your mind tonight?
I have a lot on my mind. I'm gonna have to go through this really fast because I've been recommending like women in horror things. Yes. So I have just a couple more movie film directors and some authors too. Because remember, that's what I'm kind of pushing this month. Right. All right. Prevenge, written and directed by Alice Lowe. It's a good one. We need to talk about Kevin, Lynn Ramsey. The Soska sisters of American Mary, Dead Hooker in a Trunk, other things. They're lovely. And Goodnight Mommy and The Lodge. That's Veronica Franz and Severin Fiala, which I very happy with their work thus far. Some authors I wanted to recommend, besides a lot of the big female horror authors that you might know. Alexis Henderson, Sherry Priest, Octavia Butler, Rachel Harrison, Anya Alborn, Molly Tanzer, Sylvia Moreno Garcia. And also there are so many good women and non-binary folk, and all of these people are very diverse in this list, and also writing short stories. And some of the ones we've reviewed on Genre Junkies are Betty Bites Back, Strange Girls, and Shadowy Natures. So check those out. And I was just saying on Spooky Slumber Party this week, we all love horror. We want more diversity in horror as far as gender and ethnicity and everything. So demand to be given these things.
From who can they demand? Like they should write a letter to the governor, or what do you think? What works?
That's probably a great way.
Okay.
No matter what state you live in, write to Gavin Newsom.
Do so.
No, just buy people's content and review it and share it.
Thank you. That helps.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to my
much.
TED
Seriously,
Talk, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Was there anything else, or is that it? Just
thank you. No, I'm acting like I have a big applause. No, that's all I want to say.
no. Okay.
I'm done.
Caleb.
All right. I'm going to use this moment. As a parent, you're always trying to show your kids the things from your childhood that you love. And usually it doesn't go well. Like usually like, yeah, I don't know about that. However, this week, my 2 children and I have been watching the Muppets show on Disney Plus. And they have been asking for it. They have been watching it. They have not been looking at their devices while it is on. Like, we have all been super, super, super into it. And we're just in season 1. So,
and this is OG Muppet?
This is the OG 1976, 77, somewhere around there.
Wow.
So it's very cool. A lot of the guests that they have are people I don't even know who they are.
That's really funny. Yeah.
But just absolutely adore that show. It is so much fun, and I'm so happy that my children do as well.
It's time to light the lights.
It's time to get things started on the cold show tonight.
Hey, and they must like us because we're basically Muppets. Like it's a very fine line between us and Jim Henson creation. So.
I don't know. I should be so lucky to be a Muppet, if you ask me. So I would take that any day.
I'm hoping to be reincarnated as a Muppet.
Yeah, I do. I want to have a Jim Henson puppeteers controlling my life.
Right.
That would be fine.
It's really interesting to see, like, there isn't really a love dynamic yet between Kermit and Miss Piggy.
Right.
Miss Piggy also has like kind of a different voice right now.
Yep.
Right.
So it's interesting to see how that's going to change and evolve as like certain characters get more popular. Like Gonzo has very little to do with the show right now.
I love Gonzo.
So, yeah. Anyway,
so Caleb, I as well have been watching the Muppet Show on Disney Plus. Absolutely. So I've been waiting for it to come on.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm like probably halfway through season 1 as well. So all the same observations that you have.
Yeah.
Like you said, the celebrities are like, Ruth Buzzy and Jim Neighbors and Paul Williams and Sandy Duncan, and you're just like, I mean, I know who all of them are only from probably watching the Muppet Show originally, maybe, and then and knowing like Paul Williams. I mean, he's kind of a legendary dude when it comes to music, from 70s and 80s. But the others, I mean, Jim Neighbors, of course, we all know from Gomer Pyle. But anyway, but you're right. They're all the who's who of has been. The who's who of who was. So
right. It's kind of like SNL where it's been on, for so long, and a lot of those people, maybe they didn't do a whole lot, or they were popular like right then. Right. But yeah. Right.
No, exactly. But it's still
the Muppets remember
on the tail end of their careers, and that's why the Muppet Show was able to even get them at that point. So
I mean, because coming up, obviously, as you know, there's going to be like Elton John comes on. And
absolutely,
really big guys. But you're right. It is kind of cool because like Piggy and Fozzie, their voices are a little different for sure, as in the early stuff. And like you don't have like they haven't done Pigs in Space yet, and the whole veterinary hospital isn't huge yet. Like they've had 1 or 2 episodes, but it has been wonderful. I
so much fun.
I want to echo that. It's been wonderful to watch that.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you have too.
Yeah, I'm a Muppet. Yay. I'm a Muppet fiend. Man.
I know.
I could
we all
grind
love
them
a
up
Muppet
and
around here.
Grind them up and snort them. So, the other thing I've been watching, as much as I can get a hold of, is the Mars landing. Have you guys even watched the footage yet? Or seen the pictures?
Bits. Yeah, tiny bits.
Oh man, I don't know.
My 5-year-old came up to me and said, we landed on Mars.
Oh,
Like, well,
so
we didn't, but
we did as a
he's
people.
like, no, there's a person up there. I'm like, no.
You sound. It's almost. I thought you could like. He almost was like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber, and he's like, we landed on the moon. Anyway, but I don't know if you guys haven't seen it, man, go watch the footage of when the thing actually lands. I mean, it is so cool that you're actually looking at Mars. I mean, this is a whole different planet, and I realize it isn't the first thing to land on Mars, but just the quality of the image, you can really see things now, and I mean, it's just so cool to watch something actually landing on another planet. I mean, it is amazing.
Yeah.
So
I love anything to do with space. I'm right there with you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge sci-fi guy, but this is like
well,
real...
this isn't sci-fi.
Yeah,
right.
This is like
it's not fiction. You're right. It's sci non-fi.
We should have been like, Neil, we're about to blow your mind.
I was even listening to an audio clip that they have. They have like wind from Mars now.
Yes.
I mean, how cool is that? Mars,
and you're like,
wind?
oh my God, this is awesome. Wind.
But I know exactly what you mean. But it's like, love it.
I don't know.
Cheers
I'm
to Mars.
so fascinated by it. Cheers to Mars. I mean, the fact that we can do that, like us as a civilization can make this thing and make it happen.
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
I fucking love science. It's amazing. Yeah, it's the best.
Anyway. All right. That's all I wanted to talk about. So I guess we can head on over real quick. Good night.
Have I talked enough? Can I shut up now?
Yeah, you're done, Caleb. You can go.
Thanks for joining us on the Cold Show. Yay!
The Cold Show tonight.
Bye.
Producer Scott, you're so goddamn funny.
He's on fire. Okay, let's head on over to This Week in Entertainment History Corner.
It's a corner now.
If we can, it's a corner. So, all right.
I missed when it changed shape. Okay.
we put baby in the corner tonight.
Okay.
So, hey, did you guys know that on February 23rd, 1940, Disney's Pinocchio was released?
That's great news. Pinocchio is a very traumatizing film for myself and many people. Yeah.
Yes. Lots of young kids, I imagine.
I love Figaro the cat, though. I love.
Yes,
Figaro.
of course.
So
who doesn't love
damn cute?
Yes, but between boys turning it, or was it just the boys who turned into the donkeys, or was it?
Yeah,
they were the naughty boys.
The naughty boys. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And being swallowed by whales.
The whole premise is a little creepy if you think about it.
I try not to
think about it. Yeah.
I don't know the movie like that well enough to probably go into the levels of later. Yeah, you'll explain it to me. I'm sure it has to do with things that I don't want to know about. Things I shouldn't know about.
Things you shouldn't know about.
I couldn't know about. Okay. February 23rd, 1996 was the release of Danny Boyle's Trainspotting in the United Kingdom.
I love that movie. I love Danny Boyle, but I love that movie.
Yes. The first time I remember seeing Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
So,
for sure. UA6 on 3rd Street.
Oh my God. That's really funny.
Also, February 23rd, in 1997, NBC showed Schindler's List, uncensored and uncut.
Oh, geez.
I still have never seen it. So
it's important, but it's not like, it's not easy.
It's one of those hard watches. Yeah.
Yep. Here's another one on February 23rd. Sandra, Caleb.
Yes.
Did you know that in 1889, Victor Fleming was born? The director of Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz, Victor Fleming.
I was going to say, I don't know.
Who? I know you were, but anyway.
He was born then.
He was born in 1889, and then he went on, of course, to direct the two most popular films in 1939, because obviously they both were nominated for Academy Awards. Gone with the Wind won the Academy Award, but then they are considered perennial classics, of course, in film history. So
Isn't there some tidbit where it's like he used all the color film in Gone with the Wind, and that's why the first half of Wizard of Oz is in black and white? There's some little thing rattling around in my brain that I seem to remember Robert Osborne telling me on Turner Classic Movies.
oh wow,
Look
I
it
had
up
never
later.
heard that. Okay,
I'll look it up later. I'll verify.
please
Interesting.
do.
Yeah.
But I just think it's pretty amazing that man. I mean, that he kind of like shot the proverbial wad, basically. You know, I mean, in 2 films in 1 year. So
He sure did.
shot the wad into the basket, if you will.
He shot something.
Hopefully, he took the eggs out first. Let's see. On February 24th, there were 2 comedy geniuses that passed away. Different years, but 2 geniuses, and Don Knotts and Harold Ramis.
Oh
On
yes.
February 24th, we lost
Wow.
two legends, if you will. Finally, here's one Sandra's really gonna like. On February 26th, 1975, it was a first televised kidney transplant on TV.
Oh, that's awesome.
How about that? All
I
right.
wonder why they chose the kidney.
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe
It's the most least offensive organ.
I
Don't know.
know.
Neil told me to talk, and he's going to get my verbal diarrhea.
Neil's making me talk. Neil's a bully. We all know it.
oh,
We all know it.
Jesus. It's because I'm wearing a hoodie.
I know he's got
Finally-
he's got his sassy hoodie on tonight. No cardigan.
Finally, today is the wedding anniversary of a very special super couple, and that would be Giselle Bundchen and man who wears way too much Vaseline lip therapy and Sir cheats a lot himself, Tom Brady. So today
The
was
goat.
Yes.
is
The
their
goat
wedding
himself.
anniversary.
Yeah. It's great.
Yes.
Well, I'll
Happy
be sure
anniversary
I'll
to-
send them a gift.
Dude, send them a
What did they
bouquet of-
have? Oh wait, they have more money than God. They
I know they should
They
be
have
sending
everything.
sending us gifts.
they should be sending us money. Yeah, I agree.
You could send
bastards.
Tom a properly inflated football,
Mhm.
or
That's a good gift.
yeah, that one works really
Yeah.
well. Maybe send him some practice tapes of other NFL teams. That could work too. So
That'd be fine. I think I'm gonna do the ball.
okay, I'll
Yeah.
take care of the tapes on the team then. Done.
Done.
And that's
Boom.
it. That's all we got for that. And then
Can we
finally,
leave that corner? Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
please.
Go ahead.
put it out of the corner. Get out of the corner. We're done. New subscriber alert. We've
Who is it?
got Cam Girl, CAM, Cam Girl, Ricky Aldrich, and Kyle Curry.
Hi, friends.
Three new Cam Girl, I
Oh.
think is a music group, I believe. I went to look them up to see exactly what that was, and I was expecting maybe
Wow.
one thing, but it ended up being a
Another
music
thing.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Well, thank you, all 3 of you.
Thank
for
you, new
subscribing.
friends. We love you.
We're
Okay.
almost there.
Almost
We're
there.
getting there, man.
All right, Sandra,
All right, friends.
you can take it.
We're starting with Blacula, yeah? According
do
to
it.
the show notes.
Whatever you want.
Well, it's in the notes, so we're doing
all right.
it.
We'll do that.
All
then.
right. So, to kick off tonight's festivities, let us tell you about Blacula. This is a film from 1972, rated PG. Did you guys catch that?
I
That
did
could have
catch
been on
that.
our PG. That could have been on our PG list.
Yeah.
One of those weird old rating things. It was directed by William Crane, and it was written by a surprise woman in horror, Joan Torres.
Wow.
Wow, that was not planned. And also some dude named Raymond Koenig. I'm sure he's lovely, but I wanted to celebrate there was a woman. Anyway, Here's the story, if you're not familiar. An African prince travels to Transylvania in the 1800s to seek Count Dracula's help in ending the slave trade. Dracula shows his true oh my gosh, I can't speak. Dracula shows his true colors as a racist piece of trash by cursing and biting Prince Mamuwalde, turning him into a vampire. The now Blacula lands in 1970s LA, wreaks havoc, and falls in love.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job.
Yeah, it's
Excellent.
a little hard as a big Dracula fan to see Dracula being like a racist creep who's
Yeah.
like, slavery's great. Hey, can I buy your wife? Like the fuck?
I know,
yeah.
yeah. It's the highest form of flattery.
Yeah, exactly. When someone offers to buy
me
your
offering
wife,
to buy your wife, you should be flattered.
yeah. And Mamuwalde and his wife react in kind, but Dracula
Right.
doesn't like that. So
But
should we
wasn't
kinda get-
Dracula a little what's the word I'm looking for? Silly looking?
he was a little silly looking. It was a wig issue, I think. There was something with the
Was it
hairline.
just a
for
wig?
me.
I don't know. I feel like he should have been like a bad guy in like a Errol Flynn movie or something.
Yeah. He was definitely channeling like he was in his own film than
But
everybody
sort
else
of
was
like
in.
that
Yeah.
blonde, like sort of like swoop that kind of comes.
It was a
that-
little swoop. Yeah. He was trying to steal my look. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't like that at all.
Sandra, you look a lot better than he does, so
Thank you.
don't even worry about it.
Speaking of looking good, Mamuwalde's wife, Luva, her makeup is on point in that scene, and it was pulling so much focus for me. I was like a moth to a flame looking at that woman's face. So, should we just kind of give some like little general thoughts?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm on a roll, so I'm just gonna keep going. We'll do our normal
it.
order.
Do it.
As someone myself who has watched her fair share of 60s and 70s vampire movies, especially like the Hammer ones and stuff, it's no more cheesy or silly than any of those. And I think a lot of people think before they see it that it's gonna be, I don't know, kind of screwball or something. And it's really not. It's actually kind of a serious film like those other vampire ones are. And this was a second viewing for me. And I think it's a really good movie. And I love me a 70s moment. So
All right. Well, this was the first time I had ever seen it. And I thought it was wonderful. I mean, I'm going to use that word again. I feel that it's charming.
it is charming. It is charming. Yeah.
Drink.
Oh, sorry.
Charming. Our favorite word.
The music is just excellent. Just the fact that this was the very first Black creature on film, that's wonderful. And hey, what took you so long?
It's like, wait, let me check my watch. Yeah, that kind of took a while. Okay, noted.
So, yeah, no, I thought it was just so wonderful. Yeah, just
I'm glad you liked it.
loved it.
Yay.
Yeah, okay. That was my second time as well. I watched it once, probably, many, 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 many years ago,
Okay.
and then came back to it again. And yeah, I had a great time with it again watching, because it's just, for me, it's just a very fun film. I love the look at like Sandra, you're saying, the 70s, the costumes, the makeup.
Yes, love
know.
60s, 70s vampires.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
the style, the music, like Caleb said, love the music. Love the acting even. There's an actor in it who played, oh God, he was a friend he kept bumping into in the nightclub.
Oh,
Skillet?
big Skillet.
Skillet, thank you.
I was calling him Skrillex.
Yeah, Skillet.
Like,
G2 Kumbuka, I think is something like that. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. But
yeah.
I recognized him. He's did a bunch of stuff in the 80s. He got pretty popular playing supporting roles, but I remember him from several films. So I didn't remember him being in that. So seeing him pop up when he was much younger, it was really cool. I'm like, hey, I love that guy.
You're like, wait a
Um,
minute. Yeah.
I thought,
I know you.
yeah, I thought Mama Waldy's wife. I thought she was beautiful.
She's great. She was
Both her
great.
both her 19 or whatever she
Right,
was 1600s
17,
version, and yeah, whatever,
yeah.
and her
Yeah,
70s
her
version. You know,
counterpart. Yeah.
yeah, very striking woman. And I, it had some really great parts in it that I love. I really like this scene where when the taxi driver, the gal, when she's
Yes.
in the room and the mortician's on the phone answering, and then she comes running out of the slow motion, running out of the thing, screaming.
I wrote
Yeah.
that down. That
yeah,
shot is
that was awesome.
amazing.
It's pretty fun.
They
Yeah.
did a great job with just the slow motion and the screaming noise and everything. I thought that was really
Yeah.
cool.
I personally think we must pay homage to William Marshall, because my God, so he was an opera singer and an actor and all those things, and he
Mhm.
could literally read anything with that voice. He could read you like boilerplate legal speak, and you'd just be like, yes. Or
Yeah.
like he could like I want him to tell me any bad news that like happens in my life. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
It's so much
I-
better
I-
coming from you.
Yeah, I was watching clips of him in like interviews, and that's just how he talks, and
Just real
there's there's clips of him on YouTube performing like Othello, doing Shakespeare, and just the way he enunciates, and with that like just kind of low
Like chest register.
yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Tell me
Yeah.
anything, like you said.
Did my dog die? How much do I owe in taxes? It's fine.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, he brings a lot of charm and charisma to that role, which is what a Dracula should be. It's
Right?
what
I know.
that figure should be. Yeah.
Yeah, which is what Count Dracula was not.
Especially this Dracula. Ugh, that lech.
No, I'm saying
Oh.
in this version,
Yeah.
Count
Yeah.
Dracula was everything that Blacula was not.
Nobody wants that Dracula. Nobody.
No.
One thing that I noted was this is one of those, and we've had him a few times before, crazy long credit sequence in the beginning where it's like, and there's like this funny little animation going on.
Oh, I
and
love that.
It was cute, but it was like one of those things I was like watching it and I'm like, I feel like I've been watching this forever. I mean, it's cute, but I don't, when do we, I'll just wait.
I think they spent probably a quarter of the budget in that opening title sequence.
Yeah, I
So,
really liked it. I was like, this is cool.
It's really
Like
cute.
seeing the
Yeah.
red blob turn into a person, and then like,
Yep.
I mean, there's bats. There's all sorts
yeah,
of
there's
stuff
bats, and
going
it's like
on.
rolling down hills and going up hills.
It's just like really funny. It's just like, and it's like not really anything to do with the film, because it makes it seem like you're watching like, I don't know, like a Pink Panther or something. It's like this is not relevant. I really like, especially for the time, that it is a gay couple that is buying his stuff to flip it, basically.
Interracial.
Interracial,
Yeah.
gay couple, and they're a bit stereotypical, like, kind of thing, but it's okay because at least they were there, so it's like I'll take it. On that note too, it's always really jarring to hear those slurs. I mean, any slurs,
Yeah,
but especially this gay one gets dropped a few times and you're just like, there's a wince, because it's like, I don't know, and also kind of the way they're treated is like, that they're not important, and that's actually kind of part of the point of the movie, is that nobody cares that gay and black people are dying. So I mean, it serves a purpose, but it's still kind of like harsh, a little harsh.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Look, I'm not gonna say it's okay, but it was the time, and
The time.
that was just.
It was
I
the time.
I love when they are buying everything.
Yeah.
And then like right after they sign the piece of paper, they're like, oh man, we just totally ripped you off. We're gonna sell this, we're gonna sell all this stuff.
They're like, you don't know a lot about the antique market, do you? Also, I would love to work at their antique dealership and like especially get my hands on all those Transylvanian Dracula goodies. Like, Oh, that would have been a smorgasbord for me. Like uncovering that hall. Um,
Look at
could we?
Templeton over here. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
oh my god, I love anytime I can reference Paul Lynde or Templeton the Rat, and it doesn't happen often enough
Paul
in my
Lynde,
day to day.
I think he does a Muppet Show too, if I'm not mistaken.
He does,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
sure
Yeah.
he probably did a couple Muppet episodes, yeah. And he was also a Hollywood Square.
Oh yeah, he was huge. He was a center, wasn't he? Wasn't he
He
the
was a
center
center.
square?
He was a center square.
God damn it, he was a center square.
Nobody puts Paul Lynde in the corner.
Oh, Paul
Um,
Lynde. Was he the guy in Bye Bye Birdie? Was he the dad? Anyone, Scott? In Bye Bye Birdie? No? Okay. We don't know.
No.
Okay. Someone in chat will know.
Someone in chat will know. So
Probably.
other really cool thing is of course Gordon Thomas, who is a black doctor and scientist again in 1972. Like,
Right.
yeah, that's and that actor is of course he's iconic. He did a lot of work. What is his name? Thalmus
Yes. Thalmus.
Rasulullah. I can't say names and I can't read my
No,
own writing.
that's that is a tongue twister indeed. So
I also can't read my own writing. It's a problem. My notes seriously are like my goblin writing.
But see, that's another thing this movie really never like goes towards is like, everyone's like a professional. There are no like, drug dealers or pimps or what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't know. I just feel like everyone's sort of treated with respect in this movie for the most part.
I totally see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like given roles that weren't completely stereotypical.
Yeah.
Except for the poor funeral home owner. Freaking when Thalmus goes in there and tries to, take the body or whatever the hell, and
Gordon. We'll just call him Gordon.
Gordon, whatever the line he has when he leaves. I can't say what he says, but
yeah,
I'll get canceled. So but it's just like he just basically was like, man, that guy's rude.
Yeah, he was adorable. Like
he was.
He definitely made the most of that kind of smaller role. Oh my gosh, and like because Gordon, he's like calling out the detective. He calls it sloppy police jobs involving black victims. So nothing's changed there, like from the 70s till now. Good to know. And he tried to blame the Black Panthers.
Yes.
And it was just, and Gordon's like,
right. I know. He's like, come on, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Can we talk about, because I know you guys are dying to, the musicians?
Yes.
In the club and their performances, because that's not what you're not expecting that.
And the attention that they are given, like they get to perform entire songs.
Yeah.
It's your musical interlude for the evening. The Hughes Corporation for your enjoyment. And, and they were amazing. Funkadelic, baby. Funkadelic. Dancing.
My favorite part was their costumes.
Okay.
The guys have these like tunics that are also capes. And it's like, I love that. I love it so much.
But they're like trimmed with like silver, like a very shiny silver, like around the neck and
Yes. And they're singing songs that are like perfect for the moment too. It's just one of those things that it's like, again, it's like, I think so many people don't realize that this is actually going to be a good movie when they watch it, and that it's going to like, it's going to have musical numbers and it's going to have characters you care about. And it's like, blows your mind a little.
At first you're like, oh, you're thinking like, just going to pad the running time, and like throw in these long songs. But then like, so the first song is called There He Is Again. And there's like a line that says like, look the other way when he comes by you, don't let him follow through. The second one's called I'm Gonna Get You. Self-explanatory.
Yeah.
And then the other one is what the world, I can't read my writing, knows.
Oh, it's contagious.
And it's just like the theme of the song is nothing matters except being with her man, which is like, what's her name? Tina? Is that her name?
Tina, yeah.
Tina, yeah, falling in
Yeah.
love with Mama Walde. So
It's perfect. It's so
Yeah.
perfect. They're like our little Greek chorus, like in
kind
the,
of, yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like telling us what's going on.
absolutely.
I will say my only, and I don't even want to say it's a complaint. I mean, obviously I'm being kind of nitpicky, but it's, it's a little insta love, like how Tina falls so quickly.
Yeah.
And, she said, she makes some comment how she feels like it's true, that they're supposed to be together, her past life. But I mean, it's hella quickly. I wouldn't have minded a scene or two of her, I don't know, having a little bit of like, what are these feelings? Why do I feel like I know this guy? I don't know, something. It was very much like he gives her purse and she's like, I'm in love. I'm in love. And meanwhile, Skrillex just can't get past the fact that he wears a cape.
A cape.
he can, he cannot get past
saying?
it.
Like, that dude's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, okay, so you're a little jealous because, and in the 70s, people wore capes all the time.
Do they all the time?
I don't know.
The girls wore capes at the beginning of the movie, even. Capes were in the 60s and 70s, but
Right.
he's
so
just jealous.
Do you think that Mama Walde, like, sort of hypnotized Tina?
No, I mean, I think it follows kind of the, that's a Dracula theme, kind of the reincarnated love,
Right.
Yeah. I don't think he really hypnotizes her. I think she just, because their souls have been together before, she just, she
Because
falls
then later
hard.
that's true, because later he does say you have to come to me by your own free will or something like that.
Appreciate that, by the
Yeah.
way. Appreciate that was not lost on me. I was like, Mama Walde's a class act.
The only thing
when he was chasing her the very first time, when she drops the purse, does she not see him?
I think
Or is
she
he
does.
Okay, because like the very next day, she doesn't recognize him.
Right. Well, but he admits to her that he
not
chased
to make
her.
a Postman reference here,
But you will.
but it was literally the next day.
Well, I mean, he admits to her that he chased her because of the uncanny resemblance to his late wife. So I think she recognized him.
Okay.
But she was
just okay with it. Like, oh, silly me.
She was
I got
oddly,
scared and
yeah.
I ran away.
Yeah, ran to my apartment, locked the door, like, but it's okay. It's all a misunderstanding.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, a bit of silliness perhaps, but Mama Walde will do that to you.
How about his when he would vamp out, he would get that extra facial hair.
The extra facial
Kinda
hair
coming
and the unibrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was like, I'm not gonna say a bold choice, but it's a different choice than what we're used to now, because now all of our vampires are like beautiful and
and he's a handsome man. He didn't need all that.
Right, but they all did. They all kind of got
every vampire
funkified whenever there was like their regular vampire look, and then they were like their fangs out look.
Yeah.
Which basically meant that they got hairy.
Everybody just like, it's actually a bit more werewolf now that I'm thinking about than a traditional vampire. I'm not gonna, I didn't love the choice. I didn't love the choice of the hair. Didn't love it.
You don't know. I mean, 70s, you didn't really trim your parts as much as you do these days. So, it's just extra facial hair.
Yeah.
The unibrow was like, I was kind of laughing because there was like
it's a little distracting.
Big thick thing of hair. And then he has like this sort of oval cutout on his forehead of just skin. And then like his, he had the widow's peak, of course, as all vampires must have. But it just sort of created this like kind of funny looking negative space where his forehead is.
It was, I agree, Caleb. It was one of those things where it's like maybe somebody should have spoke up and been like, are we married to this? Because I think okay, we'll go with it. It's fine.
Okay, so speaking of speaking up, though, when the script was originally written,
Yeah.
the character of Blacula was going to be a pimp named Andrew Brown.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, and it was actually William Marshall that said, like, hey, you know what? I think we could probably change this a bit. And he's actually the one that came up with the whole Mamuwalde character that, goes and sees Count Dracula to ask him to end, the slave trade. And so basically, like, just gave the character a little more dignity and not kind of fall into those like tropes that we were saying, like, thank God they weren't there.
Right. Wow, that makes me like this movie and him even more, cuz that's like awesome. I mean, like, nothing against like blaxploitation as a genre, but I like that he's like, I kind of want to elevate this,
Yeah.
and like it leaned a little bit more into the gothicism. I like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
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 And also like Blacula, like he, it's kind of like it becomes kind of a powerful thing, and because this is this huge cultural thing. But it's interesting because when Dracula names him that, it's kind of an insult.
Hmm.
But it's like, yeah, but it's kind of turned into like a positive and like an ownership thing. And I think that's interesting as well, because Dracula has that long freaking monologue where he's like, I curse you with this, I curse you with that, I curse you over here. And it's like, okay, we get it. You don't like him. You you think black
Yeah.
people should be slaves. You're a
Right.
sucky Dracula.
Yeah. And yet, why the blood tear? While he's saying all of that. Like,
Oh my god, I know, like the audacity to have a blood tear right now. Yeah.
So would you say then that Blacula, that Mamuwalde is a anti-hero? Or is he an
Yeah.
actual?
I'd say he's a romantic.
I'd say, well, I mean, because he does go around killing people. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's got to be kind of an anti hero.
Yeah, he's got anti-hero vibes, but all vampires, they could skew that way. I think of them as just more like these tragic romantic figures.
Okay.
Right.
Murder is a side effect.
Cursed to, have to kill people to survive.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Okay.
All right.
All right. And any final thoughts anybody had on Blacula?
I just want to keep throwing it back to the Hughes Corporation and their wonderful scene, and their of course we all know them for "Don't Rock the Boat."
Don't rock the boat, baby.
Rock the boat.
Don't tip the boat over.
Tip the boat over.
Rock the boat. There you go. So
that was your standout moment.
There you go. That was, that's the part I love. Like I said, it just the music was great for me, and of course, the very end where poor Mamuwalde decides to go walk into the sunlight and turns into a pile of maggots. That was always
very
wonderful.
Yes, it's kind of shows definitely his romantic side. I did say that. Why is he filled with worms?
Yes,
I forgot I had that note.
Like, kind of like Halloween 3. Like, what?
It's like
why?
He's
Why
a
the
corpse,
bugs?
and so like you think that he's like all suave and like beautiful and powerful, and then it's like, but he's still a corpse, and there are things living in him. It's like
right.
Noted. Same thing. Go ahead, go for it.
No, I just okay. So William Marshall, he's a big guy. He's like 6'5". And there is the scene towards the end where all the police are coming at him. By the way, why are all the police wearing helmets like when they're driving in cars?
Because they can't take any chances.
But there's this scene where he's like on this upper level and he like picks up a fucking barrel like Donkey Kong and throws it at a cop way down below and totally beans him with it.
I remember that.
I was laughing so hard when that happened.
Yeah, I think I loved that. It was almost like out of spite. He's like, yeah.
But he hit him with it. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
like, did he get it on the first take?
He got,
Did they
I
have
think
to,
he got
like-
it on the first take. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Same kind of thing. I forgot about this note too. I love the irony of a vampire going out into the sun to turn to vapor and ash by a no smoking sign. Hilarious. And I don't think they meant that, but I laughed very hard.
Yes.
Yeah. We also
But
kind
there
of,
you
you
have
know, I mean, obviously there were like budget constraints, but the
Yeah.
fact that there was no fire, no smoke, no, you know, they would just kind of go out into the sun and go like, you know,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
fall over dead.
Ah. That's my vampire impression.
Ouch, ouch.
Ah. Yeah. Ouch. Fuck. This is a bad idea. Yeah.
Not good. Sunlight.
Hated it.
So is there a second feature?
Yes, there is a second feature, Neil. I'm glad you brought that up. The
Wow.
second feature of the evening is 1995's Tales from the Hood, directed by Rusty Cundiff, who also wrote it along with Darren Scott. We love to see it. We love to see it.
Love it.
So, 3 drug dealers are lured to the foreboding and creepy Sims funeral home, where proprietor, Mr. Sims, tells them 4 anthology tales of fright based around concepts that affect the African American community.
Yeah.
Can we? I go first. I go first in
Yeah,
our little order.
please.
Okay. So
Please.
I rented this in the late 90s, and I loved it then. I love it even more now. I have not seen the second or third installments, and I'm admonished. I'm ashamed of myself. Like I'm like, these are so fucking good. Why haven't I seen the other 2 yet? But I don't think they're quite as well regarded as the first one. But my God, like the relevance, this could have been made last week. Like it's insane. Like same thing kind of like with Blacula. It's like it's a little depressing how little has changed and how much it is still like accurate, but it's also like I don't know, it's a testament to also the really good filmmaking, my opinion.
You know, I know that I also saw this at some point in the 90s. I don't remember where or when,
Right.
whether it's in the theater or rented. But I really didn't remember I didn't remember anything about it. I just remember that I liked it.
Right.
And so watching it last night was sort of like for the first time. And again, I was like, wow, nothing's really changed, you know, kind of like you just said. Like
Yeah.
the things they're harping on then are the same things we're harping on right now.
It's a problem.
It's not really so much as a horror film, is more like just political, you know, or social commentary. Not political. Well, some of it political, but
Yeah.
but I enjoyed it. I think the movie holds up. You know, I mean, for a low budget 90s film, it holds up fine.
Absolutely. Yeah. How about you, Neil?
Yeah, you know, I would say if you were to kind of just take this and Blacula, kind of put them side by side and go, okay, as far as you know, production and maybe what holds up in its, you know, then versus the current time, I would say this Tales from the Hood doesn't hold up quite as well to me as say Blacula would in some regards. I mean, all the themes are absolutely relevant, no question
Right.
there. I think some of the acting in the film is, you know, a little
Yeah, a little
so-so,
rough.
you know,
Yeah.
a little rough at times. Particularly like the cops, in the first episode, the acting wasn't the best necessarily
Right.
for them.
It was
Especially
some actors were budgetary choice.
yeah, it seems like it, yes, for sure. But
Yeah.
but I mean, and then because then you have like some, I mean, in the second episode, Walter with the kid.
Right.
I mean, you know, I think
David Allen Greer.
David Allen Greer and Rusty. That was the teacher was Rusty Cundiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think they did fine, did really well. And the little boy was fine, but the cops in the first one,
Yeah.
I remember I was thinking when the last cop who survives before he gets his comeuppance, and he's kind of going through the alley. It's like something happened to his arms, and he was just kind of like Like his hands became really heavy, so he couldn't
It
lift
was
them.
like he had kind of a
And he-
T-Rex movement.
He did, but he was just
Yeah.
like going like, "I'm sorry."
You're not sorry.
But I don't know. It's just like I was like, "What happened to you? Did you like step on a tranquilizer, or what's going on?"
He's a
But-
T-Rex is what happened.
Yeah, he was
Perhaps a
transforming.
velociraptor. I don't know. Let's actually, could we kind of talk about each tale?
Yeah, absolutely.
So of course there's the wraparound story, which I kind of said. By the way, if the Sims funeral home is ever hiring, I would like to submit my resume because I love it. I love Mr. Sims. I love him so much. I love the funeral home. I love how fucking creepy and bizarre he is. Of course, I love at the end he's the devil. I mean, sign me up. But I digress. So the first one, I didn't look up the actual titles of these.
Called Rogue Cop Revelation.
Yeah, I called it Clarence. But yeah. So it's the one we were talking about. The again, police brutality and crooked cops. 26 years later, nothing's changed.
Nope.
Creepy as hell image of Morehouse on the cross. That like has stuck with me since the first time I saw it. Like in Clarence's vision. Oh, and we should also mention, of course, that Spike Lee was a producer on this
Yes.
venture as well. So yeah, and I love that. Oh, just really I stand a decapitation moment. So we love that when one of the cops gets their head taken off. And also just I know the police guy runs weird, but little T-Rex man, but I love it how he melts and then he becomes part of the mural.
Right.
I think this one has some of like the coolest imagery. This first episode.
Okay. Of all of them, yeah. This one and maybe the last one.
Yeah,
With
I mean, just as far as
yeah.
like iconic image moments and
Right.
color and stuff that like stands out to me. I
Right.
like all the stories, but I think this was a good opening choice for sure.
Yeah. I would agree with you on that.
I would also say it was probably, well, maybe the most relevant for the time, possibly. I mean,
Right.
maybe, possibly. I don't know. 95. I'm trying to remember what was happening in 95, but.
Right. Well, it was a little bit after Rodney King, but it was
right.
So it was like kind of a post Rodney King world people were living in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For me, it's like, like, please forgive the term, but junkie needles like being shot at you, like always make me kind of go like, and then of course the one that goes straight into his mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's if you don't like needles, this one's gonna stick.
No, I don't have a needle phobia. That's the thing. That's not, it's not like I'm creeped out by needles, but and then there's like the main bad cop, the big guy, like I was kind of calling him like a David Hasselhoff wannabe.
Rings Hauser, I think is that who the actor was?
Might as well be David Hasselhoff.
Yes. What do I know him? I mean, I was looking him up and he's been in like an episode of every single TV show from that time period.
He's
ever,
always played like a crooked cop, probably. This is the role he was born to play.
Yeah.
But he just looks very familiar, like I've seen him in something before, and I guess that's probably why.
Probably lots of things, actually.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any other notes about that first episode?
Not for me,
No.
I don't think.
No,
I
don't
think
think
I
so.
gave you my T-Rex arm guy. So
He was your big takeaway.
yes.
So the second episode, which I lovingly call Walter and the Monster. What's the real title?
Boys Do Get Bruised.
Oh God. I mean, I think it's relevant, a toxic masculinity sort of vibe. Little Walter is absolutely adorable. Something I noted is every 90s kid's dream an aquarium in your bedroom. It's the truth. I love that he has this power within himself, it's very deep, but it's like he's the one that like, he has the ability to stop this and stuff, and I think that's really sweet. I love that. I love empowering small children.
Yeah.
Despite my cold heart, I do.
that little Walter, whatever the actor's name is, he played little baby Michael Jordan in Space Jam.
I was a baby
Okay.
Michael Jordan. Oh my god, how precious. What did
I
you
don't
guys
know.
think? Evil
Yeah.
David Allen Greer? Yeah.
Yeah, I was say I don't know if I was kind of hoping maybe David Allen Greer would be like actually be a monster, like maybe be kind of have an actual
Like have this power that he transforms,
or
like
have a form, yeah, have an
yeah.
an actual monstrous form, versus the symbolism of course him just being a
Right.
monster. But it didn't ruin anything for me by any means. But I did enjoy that episode. I liked the
No, yeah, I did too. I had a quote from not a quote, but a little story about just that episode.
Mhm.
It's loosely based on an incident from Kundus' childhood. He remembered visiting a friend's house who lived down the block from his childhood home in Pittsburgh and seeing his friend's younger sister gagged and hogtied in the basement. Kundus said he went home told his dad, who was a detective in the juvenile division of the Pittsburgh police. He said, "I can't mess with those whites." And that's sort of where that story came from. But
Jesus, that's heavy
right?
on
wow.
many levels.
Mhm.
But whew.
So that stuck with him enough that he sort of incorporated that into his movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's some nightmare fuel and some nice trauma he carried his entire life, but at least he kind of used it to make art and to make a point. Good
Yeah.
God. On
Do
that
you guys
note,
like
yeah.
a flat
yeah.
David Allen Greer? A pancake?
So
Yeah, I do actually. I like it.
you're kind of waiting for comedy because it's David Allen Greer,
Right.
and like you kind of don't want to laugh at that because he's getting what he deserves. And yet at the same time, seeing him like that is kind
Yeah.
of funny.
It is kind of funny. There's a campiness to the effects, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like being from the 90s. And that one, yeah, it comes across. It's like, I'm with you on the message. I'm with you. I'm with you. He is a pancake. Noted.
Yep.
Yeah. Can we talk about my favorite episode?
Yes.
No. Yes, of course.
Too bad, Neil,
this one
I'm
is
doing
called KKK Comeuppance.
Ah.
Okay, so this is the one with the dolls. So I don't get to talk about it enough on any of my shows, but I am fucking obsessed with dolls. I like pretty dolls. I like silly dolls. I like creepy dolls. The creepier the better dolls. And I like doll movies in horror. And I love any time that dolls enact vengeance against bad people. So this was the one that, like, from my original viewing, like really really stuck with me, like the story, everything. And it was
Right.
like when we were going to rewatch it, I'm like, the dolls. Like, I was so excited. And I mean, it's wonderful. Like they're scary, wonderful, practical little dolls going after this garbage racist politician. I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It is also the least hood of all of the. I mean, this is supposed to take place in Los Angeles, and
This one
I
was
don't-
in Louisiana. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, just a thought I had.
That's where Mr. Sims found the doll. I love it. I love the thought that Mr. Sims traveling around the country and collecting all these artifacts, and there just being this doll that's like, hello. And he's like, yeah, let's go back to LA to my funeral home. And he's like, okay. I'm obsessed. I love the pitter patter of magical doll feet. And I get a lot of that. Get a lot of that good little as they're like running around that I live for. And of course, we here at the Cult Show, we love vengeance. we're like some Old Testament bitches when it comes to our vengeance.
So I very much enjoy the mural on the wall and how, you know, each one comes off the mural,
Yes.
you know,
Right.
as it's doing its thing or getting its revenge or whatever. And that
Including her at the end. Yeah.
including her at the end. Yes, absolutely. So that was a fun part of it for sure. And seeing Corbin Burnson being such a, you know, scumbag politician, like you said, you know, it was fun. It was a good episode for sure. It was a lot of fun to see the dolls is totally torturing this guy.
Yes.
Being such a flagrant, you know, piece of spam, basically, and the dolls is able to go ahead and, you know, get their revenge on him. It was great. So
Oh, and especially like, I mean, he's, you know, he's ex KKK, one thing,
right,
but then
yes.
he also uses some variation on the argument of like, I didn't kill the slaves. It's not my fault, which
Mhm.
is like that, you know, you just want to roll your eyes at how many white people have uttered that, like, you know, over time. And it's like,
Yeah.
sir,
Wasn't there
sir.
a and I bet our chat will know this better than me. There was a, you guys remember the TV show was the Twilight Zone
Yes.
called Night Gallery.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So wasn't there an episode where they had a thing where a painting and the thing would come out of the painting to wreak its havoc or whatever?
I'm
feel like
sure.
I'm remembering that very, very vaguely. I bet Hungry or Pizzomark or someone would have a better recollection, but anyway, I think I'm recalling something like that, kind of similar, reminding me of that. But
How much do we love Slow Death by Doll Bites? And they just bleed you out. I mean, at least his spin doctor guy, you know, is kind of the sellout dude.
yeah,
At least they let him die quick. The doll just tripped him.
Yeah,
But
he just went down the stairs, but
because he's like, you sell out, get out of here. Working for this
yep, push him
racist
down the
creep.
stairs.
Yeah,
Get him outta
for the holy dollar. Good riddance. Ugh. So at the end, the last story.
hardcore convict.
Yeah. So this one, whew, like you need a moment. You need a moment after watching this one. I personally like things that are, you know, that Clockwork Orange sort of theme of behavioral modification, right? So I
Right.
think that's a really cool jumping off point. Um, showing those stomach churning photos of historical violence against Black people is very effective. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. It's a powerful way to get his point across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course it's kind of interspliced with those like gang violence, you know, montages. But it's like it's brilliant. It's unrelenting. Like the whole story is unrelenting. And it has a lot to say.
Yeah. It does. It really does. So.
Yep, I would agree. It was definitely. I think that one might have been my favorite of the four, honestly, just because of how effective it was, you know, and how powerful it was. Quite honestly, like you said, I mean, it got to a point. I would say halfway through, I was like, okay, I get it. Enough of the pictures. I kind of get it, you know.
Yeah.
So, because it went on for quite a while.
It did.
It does. That's part of it. Is like it pushes you, of course, into a discomfort. You know, just like a lot of things, it's, you know, you have to see it because you kind of have to bear witness to this real horror. You know, it's like it's like irresponsible to look away or fast forward.
Right.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, you're uncomfortable with this fucking horrible part of our history.
Yeah.
Somebody called the ambulance.
The picture that really got me was the little girl looking up at the body, smiling, you know, and you're just like, ugh. And this is how it keeps going because they're indoctrinated so young, you know.
Yeah, I really wanted to kick the little girl in the face. I didn't. But
You should kick her
yeah,
parents in
Yeah.
the face.
No, and that's the thing.
I'm
It's like,
gonna
you know,
roundhouse kick the
it's
whole family.
it's hard
Chuck
to
Norris
it's
style.
hard to hate this little girl that doesn't know anything yet. She's just
Yeah.
going along with, you know,
Yeah,
what, you know, the adults in her life are showing her.
absolutely. Like he
You
said,
know?
that's exactly how it works. That's exactly how it works. And yeah, so that's Jerome. And
But basically, yeah, basically
Yeah.
they're like you said, they're basically making this guy watch all these violent images and whatever towards black people, so they're trying to get him
Yeah.
to stop, of course, committing the violence. And I mean, ultimately, the guy's like, but what is he like? Screw you! I don't, this is
yeah, he's too far gone
I'm better
from
than that. Yeah,
yeah, from his trauma, from his trauma that generational trauma, from where he is in his life, and it makes you. I mean, it's like I don't want him to become like some weird Stepford person, which I guess would be the goal of this reform. But at the same time, it's like, but I don't want him to be a murderer either. It makes you just, it's like really deep thoughts, like
Mhm.
that it leaves you with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
And yeah.
Okay.
Some
stuff.
startling imagery. So then we get back to the funeral home and we got to wrap it up. Turns out the drug dealers are dead and this is hell. Despite the super campy graphics, 1995. It's that's how it goes, kids. You go there and you try to hassle Mr. Sims. I wouldn't recommend it.
yes, because we've seen that Mr. Sims basically can create whatever fun little mirage in the sea of freaking flames that he wants, and yeah, and then he ultimately just gets you.
Does anybody else feel like for the Samuel L. Jackson character in Unbreakable and stuff, like they kind of ripped off Mr. Sims's look a little? I mean, I'm kind of like, and Mr. Sims was first, so I'm kind of sticking up for Mr. Sims. I'm like,
No, I hear you. I
Yeah.
mean, the hair.
the hair, the like velvet,
Definitely,
the cravat.
I mean, Mr. Glass has a kind of a part, so his kind of does like a thump
Has a
thump
poof.
kind of thing.
And he doesn't have that boss cigar
True.
that Mr. Sims carries
True.
around.
But no,
yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying.
it is a similar look for sure.
I'm here for you, Mr. Sims. I have your back. Hire me to be your demi devil.
So does his last name, does Sims, have any tie-in to devil or anything else somehow that I'm missing?
Not that I'm aware of, and I'm
Mm.
pretty good with names for the devil.
Right.
It's kind of a hobby of mine.
Right, we all know. We've been
It's
called
studying.
plenty.
Yeah.
So.
Studying the devil.
None that I know either. Yeah, there were
Yeah.
no hints or anything. No, like, oh, I see what you did there at the end.
I want it to be like Rusty's third grade teacher who was really mean or something.
Right. I was kind of looking to see if there's like, well, it's not Louis Cypher.
Right.
What else
Right?
would it be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
So I think these movies, like I've been asking my horror movie friends that I know besides all y'all, like, hey, have you seen Blacula? Have you seen Tales from the Hood? Don't write them off as like, they're not what you probably think they are.
Yeah.
You should check them out. Yeah.
Agreed.
Go for that. Absolutely. Awesome. Thanks, Caleb, for picking those.
Good.
Well, you
pick.
guys helped too. It wasn't all me.
That's true. It was a little bit of a group decision.
I mean, had it been up to me, we would have been watching Bones.
I've never seen Bones.
It's not good.
It's not good?
It's
You
not
sure?
good.
Okay. It's up there with, no offense, but like your Postman and like Waterworld, where everybody's like, "This movie's terrible," and we can universally agree on that.
Is
But
Waterworld that
kind of,
No,
bad?
I
I
think
thought we
I
liked
think
Waterworld
people
is
hate it.
amazing.
I've never seen it. Like we're gonna do a Waterworld episode, remember? I'm surprised
Yes.
Caleb didn't pick that for his birthday movie. It's not too late, Caleb.
It'll come up eventually.
Okay.
It'll
Hey.
be my turn again. So
Speaking of, what are we doing next week, Caleb?
all right. So next week, my birthday episode. While I was preparing for American Psycho, I kept reading this thing where Christian Bale prepared for the role of Patrick Bateman by watching Nicolas Cage in Vampire's Kiss. And I was like, I've never heard of Vampire's Kiss. I'm going to go check this movie out because I saw that it was on Shudder. And I watched it, and holy shit, it is so amazingly funny, weird, classic Nicolas Cage. So I thought, I'm going to do that one.
That's right.
So
You
next
had
week,
mentioned, yeah.
Vampire's
You had brought
Kiss.
that up, and I
Yeah.
was like, I haven't seen it either, so I am very excited for this pick.
Yes, and something else we should note is our start time.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
Yes.
Thank you, Neil. That was next on the list.
Oh, was it? Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have
Yeah.
said anything.
No, I want you to say it.
Mm.
No, drink your bourbon. Now speak.
Okay. So yes, we are having basically to move our start time from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. for all of our shows from now on, basically starting next week. So unfortunately, one of us has to be more what do you call it? Like not accountable, but
Responsible.
not responsible because they're already working a lot. You have to be, be available for the man whenever. So
Okay.
Anyway.
I mean, it's not. I mean, I don't think it's gonna make a big difference, right? It's an hour. It's an hour. It's an hour.
I
But
don't know,
for you
friends.
guys, yeah.
Yeah, friends who join us every week. Hopefully, an hour is not gonna preclude you from being able to join us still. But starting
I
at
think
8
y'all
p.m.
still be here. I think they'll be here.
I hope so.
I
So
think they'll
yeah,
be here.
so
Fingers crossed.
8 o'clock, 8 p.m. next week we'll start. So hopefully, when you if you log on at 7, you're like, hey, where's everyone? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you'll remember what's going on. But
Yes.
yeah.
Spread
8
the
p.m.
word. 8 p.m.
Spread the word. So is that it? Are we
That's
wrapping
it.
up already? Are we early tonight? Or do you want
That was all I
It's not
had.
early. It's the
Or do you
right.
wanna-
It's an appropriate time. What? Oh, what? What do you have there?
No? Okay, fine. I was to see if you wanted to answer any trivia questions or anything. So
Sure.
I had this little thing I've been saving for whenever, but we can do it for whenever we want. So it was
Sure.
it's like a little unboxing thing. It's called the Alice Cooper Horror Box.
I've heard of this.
But-
I've heard of this.
I've been hanging on to it. I'm like, oh, it's only 8:17, but if you guys want to go, we can go.
Go for it.
I've got nowhere to be, Neil. Yeah.
All
Do
right.
a couple.
Do a
We'll
couple.
Producer Scott says I can do it, so I'm going to do it, Sandra.
I said do a couple.
You look like you're like, it's time to go.
Well, you kind of just sprang this on us, but yeah, sure.
Well, I don't know how long we're going to take today, so. This is Alice Cooper's Horror Box, and it's got I'm guessing a bunch of questions about horror stuff. So everything's like falling out on me now.
So be it.
Horror box. You see that horror box? It opens up. It's got instructions. It's got a picture of more instructions. Okay.
Many shiny pages.
Shiny. Oh, this is an answer card. So apparently there's question cards that are separate than the answer card.
Okay.
Okay. Well, apparently there's like answer cards and question cards. And I have no idea how you find which is which. Like, how do you have one card, it's a question. And then there's another one that's the answer further down. So.
Okay. We don't need answers.
Is it? I don't know. Like, good question, Scott. But like one of the questions is, Yeah, snakes on a plane are scary, but do you know what's even scarier on a plane? So yeah, it sounds like you have to actually. It isn't just trivia. It's more like
Yeah,
a
it's
party
like
game where
It's
you.
cards
it's kind of
against,
like an apples.
basically.
Yeah, it's an apples to apples. It's a Cards Against Humanity, which I
Gotcha.
like things like that personally.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
tell you what.
answer the
I will
question.
deal.
Well,
I will
then you would
deal
have
you
to
a
play your
hand of
answer
10
cards.
next
Okay.
week, and then you guys can play. You'll have your own hand of 10 cards.
Each?
And so you can choose your answer to each one.
Good.
We're gonna
Scott,
have
Okay.
30 questions?
No. 30 you'll have 10 answers each. It'll be like Cards Against Humanity. You'll just all you have
Right.
your own hands.
Edward
That works for me.
Scissorhands?
because I have no clue how this game works or what you guys are
Jazz
saying.
hands.
Cards Against Humanity.
You've never played Cards Against Humanity?
I
Neil?
don't think so. Or Apples to Apples you had mentioned.
Jesus fucking Christ, where have you been for the past 10 years, bro?
God, under a rock made from the 80s. That's where I've been.
Caleb, you played
So-
Cards Against Humanity.
Fucking Gen Xers.
No, but I have played apples to apples.
Jesus wept. I
But I
can't
know,
believe
but I
this
know,
is
I
happening
know,
right now.
I know, Cards Against Humanity is basically just the adult version of
Yeah,
apples to apples. So I am familiar with it at least.
my mind is blown. I have played Cards Against Humanity more times than I can even recall. So many times. So many times. And I think maybe like producer Scott's like he just called them fucking Gen Xers because we're millennials and like it's a very millennial game. But I know people like I know boomers who play this game. So
No, you don't.
yes, I do.
We
You don't know
just
any
haven't
boomers.
played it.
Dirty, foul-minded boomers who play this game. It is because Cards Against Humanity. God, I can't believe we even have to describe this. So it's like that where there's a scenario and somebody reads it, and then everybody else in the group chooses from their deck funny answers, and they put them down, and then the reader, completes the sentence and fills in which one they think is their favorite, and that's the winner, right, for that round, that hand. And they are incredibly not safe for work questions and answers.
Right. And I believe
that are
what Scott is saying
in
for
very
next
poor
week
taste.
is that we will have 10 cards to choose from,
Yes.
and we can play a round or two. So it's not like we have to use all 10 of the cards that we have.
Right. That's kind of how it's a little bit hard to play like this. We're going to have to, there's a little prep involved.
Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
indeed.
So no game tonight. Sorry, everyone. I spoke. I didn't know what the hell this thing was about. So
Tease.
Instead of a game, you got an unboxing.
you got
Jeez.
not a very good unboxing.
Quit your complaining. You got a nice unboxing tonight.
The unboxing comes with a card called Fitz, and you get $5 off your next order of Fitz games. And it's got
$5 off.
cards, and it had
What
that
more could you want?
instruction thing that I threw.
It had a picture of Alice Cooper on it.
It did.
With the top
Yeah, and
hat.
it's got meet the whole family. There's more games apparently you can get,
Look.
or maybe there's more decks you can get to complete the game. I'm not sure.
Oh, it's just also by the makers of Horror Box.
Can you see it? Can you see that with the glare?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
We love a creepy game. Order us some more games, Neil, from this with your $5 off.
Horror Box. Okay, that's what we'll be doing next week then. We'll be playing this after we talk about The Vampire's Kiss.
I love Alice Cooper. I don't really see how he's related to this besides a marketing thing, but I'm still happy he's here.
Well, you can feed his Frankenstein, and school is out forever, and whatever. So Alice likes horror films, so he wanted to lend his name to something.
Yes,
So.
he does. Bless his heart.
He's okay in my book.
He's more than okay in my book. He's a 10 out of 10 in my book. I love Alice
Damn
Cooper.
right. Super duper Alice Cooper. So there you go. All right.
So
what do you guys think?
Next
8
week,
o'clock.
Caleb's birthday, 8 o'clock. Watch Vampire's Kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Okay.
Bye,
Thank you for
friends.
watching.
Bye, guys. We love you so much.
Love
Pismo,
you.
Hungry, Gory, thanks for being here with us. If ever I need a bit, it should be Gory.
Gory Bits was here.
He was. Mark Visions, Truth, Macy, of course, Michael B, and Mindy, and Laura. I think that's it.
Enoch.
Bye one more time.